Hello, Star Lovelies. It's a great time to be a soul. Today we're talking about...
This week's forecast is all about big ideas. That pressurized power from that threaded needle between Mars and Pluto is finally going away. So we feel that lift even more than we have for the last few weeks. And so the first part of the week, we still have all the planets direct. So you got that forward motion, which is really, really, really welcome because it's been way too long. But here's the thing. We also have a softness in the energy. I know that Neptune is in Aries and as is Venus, but yet they're softer planets when they're together. So yes, it's in Aries. So it could be a little bit bold and sassy and fun, or it could be soft and sweet. And it's really however you want to manifest it for yourself. So we've got that energy really dragging into the entire energy for the week. So that's the only reason why the week isn't this huge movement, like let's just leap off the fence here and just dive right in. It is that, but it's also you have the ability to take a longer view. You have the ability to use your intuition. You have the ability to think about relationships. And there is a little complication in there. So you might have a hiccup or two, but nothing the way we've been dealing with it before. So all in all, it is a very supportive week. And there's healing here. So that's another part of this energy. And so when we say healing, we think, oh, yay, I'm going to be laying on a massage table and I'm going to go get a really good massage. That could be true. But it's also like, oh, crap. You know what? I had a little dust up with somebody and now I've got to go deal with it. That's also healing. So I kind of have that hat on. And it's also a really great week for taking a sigh, which I know that doesn't sound reasonable either because we're just getting this forward motion, right? But yet, think about it. We were held so far back for 3 months or even 6 months, but I'm just saying this year. And then now we're like kind of diving right in. So we're just kind of finding our footing again. So we want to make sure that we're short-footed. And then once we're short-footed, that's when we want to take those next steps. So for you, wise strategist, it's time to soften your look. I literally wrote like, get fuzzy, let that gaze be soft, and then see how you observe things from that perspective, because you're going to be able to see something that you've missed before. Now, for any of you who haven't taken the quiz, you're going to want to go ahead and do that at your starmaptosuccess.com. Get your results, get your energetic signature, because this is a big deal. It's getting even bigger deal because I'm starting to do a lot more things with the signatures. And so just go take the quiz and get it. For you intuitive visionaries, those big ideas are really at the fore. It's going to even amp up even more as the month goes on. So what you want to do this week is make sure you're asking the right questions. And so when you are, that's when you make sure you're on the right trajectory. For you, collaborative explorer, it's a pretty quiet week. Enjoy it. Literally just enjoy it. That's all you have to do this week. For you, ruling warrior, think about volunteering in your mastermind or any networking group you're in. Now, you don't have to do this big, huge thing. We have to do something for 100 people. But if you find somebody that is, a little bit under the weather or a little bit down, you can offer your advice, or you can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to just offer a lead magnet into the groups, not to get clients, but to be helpful. And then for you, creative superstar, this is a liftoff. You can actually take big sweeping steps. You're really the only signature that can do that. So enjoy. And with you, loving alchemist, I am going to tap you on the shoulder and say to you, it's time for you to go live. Test yourself. Make sure if this is not something that's in your flow, then go live this week doing something really cool. And for everybody, as always, thank you so much for listening and sharing with friends. And until next time, happy soul tidings.
Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more ways to use the stars strategically to align with your soul purpose, reclaim your power, and increase your prosperity. Please rate and review your favorite episodes, and remember to check out my website at kimwoods.com for my latest forecasts, articles, and offerings. To find out your intuitive success signature, take my 12-question Do You Know, Like, and Trust Yourself quiz and find out how you're living your stars at yourstarmaptosuccess.com. I've so enjoyed our time together, as it's filled with the power of the stars plus strategy to clear the pathway to your success. Until next time, happy soul tidings.